Hey, how's it going, y'all? I'm Ammar. I'm just here to show you a little app I made with the help of Google's Antigravity. It's, to put it short or simply, it's basically a way to sync all the multitude of ways that Linux themes happen. It's not all, it's some. Let's just be honest here. It's some of the multitude of ways that Plasma or that Linux themes work. So we're going to have Qt apps, which are largely handled expertly by KDE Plasma system settings. These are what you'd be setting here under global themes, colors. These are all customizing Qt apps. You also have this little drop down for GNOME and GTK apps hidden away there. Those do not actually update with the day-night cycle, if I'm not mistaken. Let's actually double check that. I believe this is a GTK3 app right here, Thunar. I have GTK4 app here, Nautilus, which is GNOME files. And then I have Dolphin, which is the packaged file manager with KDE, which uses Qt and Kvantum. I also have a couple of Flatpaks over here. They're both the same app, just so you can see how the themes differ a little bit. I found that interesting. And we can look at those. But let's get through it. So basically you have these drop downs right here that find global themes you have installed in your system. It looks for user folders as well as the system folders that have themes, and you can set them from this drop down. It also uses Kvantum CLI commands to switch the Kvantum theme with the rest of the system, because if I currently go to Plasma System Settings, I go to my global theme, I turn this off, and I set this appearance setting. You'll see that a lot of things, one, they don't update very well. This is still on dark mode. This Kvantum theme does not update automatically, unfortunately, but it has not changed, as you can see. And my Flatpaks, this has changed because KDE has basically a link with Qt that Qt themes will auto-update, but the GTK Flatpak app, as you can see, did not update with my global theme. So this is the issue that I wanted to address with this thing. And now we're back to what we were before. We didn't actually change everything. They're just basically set. It only changed the global theme and Qt apps. So now I have these drop downs right here. You can see I have GTK themes. Currently I'm in night mode. Current target right here you can see is night. And I should probably increase my display. Now you can see this a little clearer. So we have these drop downs right here for the global themes, and this is those KDE settings that I toggled in the settings app that I showed you. We also have Kvantum themes, which are what the Kvantum manager app. This is typically something you would install after the fact, because a lot of third-party themes use Kvantum themes. There's a whole list of them installed here. And then we also have GTK themes, which do not control this app specifically, because that's a GTK4 app. But it does control things like Thunar, which is a GTK3 app. So any GTK3 system apps are controlled typically with that lever. How I got it to work on GTK4 is by using this amazing package. Currently is, if I'm not mistaken, is only available on Arch. That it's called libadwaita without adwaita, and that basically just syncs GTK4 apps to whatever GTK3 app you set, and with the gsettings command. Alright, so now these levers right here, we can control them all, and this app basically periodically checks and sets if it's not set correctly the GTK, Kvantum, and global themes. It also will set Flatpak settings if they're not, if they're different, so it checks those as well. I also have this button right here that basically just adds all the necessary environmental variables to get themes working with Flatpaks. So if we go to something like Flat Seal, and we go down here, you'll see these are all available themes. So you'll see like characters, which you saw was a GNOME app. This is a GTK4 Flatpak. If you're anything other than Arch, by the way, and you want to use GTK apps, if you use and you have a lot of GTK4 apps that you use, having them in Flatpaks works without the libadwaita, without adwaita package, so that's something to keep in mind. But for native packages, GTK4 apps are extremely stubborn. And I also have this tab right here called Global Theme Editor. Basically what this does, it allows you to change the parameters of a global theme. So the one I am currently using right now, I switched the default cursor from the graphite cursors to the capuchin mocha dark cursors because I don't have the graphite cursors installed. And it automatically backs up the original unedited file. So if I restore, as you can see, it defaults restored from file. Now the cursor theme is graphite nord cursors, which I do not have installed, so it's gonna just default to Breeze. But let's go back now if we wanna, and as you can see my cursor hasn't changed yet, because changing the global themes parameters won't actually trigger anything with the app until the next day-night cycle, unless you manually trigger it yourself, which I can show you how to do now. We're going to use the light pink cursors because they are more easily seen. So now I can either force day mode, which will put me on a different theme, and as you can see, everything changed other than the Flatpaks, which can be stubborn as they're run with environmental variables. That means you have to run them again if you want them to look correct. It is an unfortunate limitation of the way Flatpaks are themed, but the Qt4, the non-Kvantum Qt4 apps will, or Qt apps, sorry, we're on Qt6 now. These would update fine. The ones that do use Kvantum, like Dolphin, and Dolphin is a special case when it comes to that as well, because really they all use Kvantum, but Dolphin uses some extra edits, which I didn't see if turning those off would make a difference. But if we open Dolphin again, you'll see it is now correctly following the themes parameters and settings, as do all of my other apps, and I don't want to blind you, so let's go back to dark theme, and now it updated without an issue. So I don't know why it sometimes does, sometimes doesn't. And if we auto enable and as you can see, my cursor is now pink because I changed that setting. But these are just a few of the features. I have a very simple log that just tells you whenever an action is taken. It will tell you when something was applied, when something was changed, that sort of thing. Just within the app, not globally. So if you change something outside of the app, it's not going to make a record of that. And yeah, you can offset the day-night cycle from the default one that is set. You can have it start when it's 0. That's the actual calculated time, which is this. Um, I noticed that Plasma tends to default to about 30 minutes after sunset when it actually changes your theme. But since this forces all of the parameters, it will do it earlier for you or later whenever you set it. And I just keep it to what Plasma had it before. Alright, so that's pretty much it. That's a little overview of the app. You can find it on GitHub. This is it. It's very simple install. Just clone the repo. I have the instructions right here. Get into the folder and use the installation script. This is where it installs the app and it registers a systemd user service. If you're curious about what the footprint of this app is, I can show you that it is. There we go. So that's the daemon right there, and that's the actual app itself. If we go back to the activity with the app and close that, go back, and we'll see we have the daemon still running in the background. If we want to stop that, we just go system control user stop Plasma theme master. And there we go, it disappeared. And we can start it off. I cannot type for the life of me. And this basically just, if you enable it, it will handle all of the tasks of changing your themes whenever you set it and to what theme, as well as making sure all of the other things like Flatpaks and GTK apps remain in sync. It also has a CLI companion, so you can set up cron jobs if you don't like having some foreign service running, and it has commands that you can run. So that's pretty much it for this app. I hope you like what you saw, and hopefully you can make use of it, and I hope you like it.